So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the second stream of the week. This is the Twitch premiere week for Superboard Sunday, and I'm Brian, and tonight we'll be playing a game that I super enjoy. It doesn't have a official solo variant, but we're going to be playing the solo variant for Grand Austria Hotel. Now, if you missed my first stream of the week, I played a solo game of Tapestry, and you can find that on our YouTube page if you just search for Tapestry. You can also find it on Board Game Geek. I posted a video there, and if you're on Twitch, just look back in the past archives and you can find it there. But yeah, so in normal fashion, I am going to be drinking a beer along with this game, and what better way to welcome guests into your diner or into your cafe than having a beer called Fork Knife. It's a beer made by my lovely fiance. It's a good beer. You should try it if you get a chance. Yes, Grand Austria Hotel is a great game. It goes 2 to 4 players. I will caution you, if you're looking for a game for 4 players, let this not be the game. It's a good game for 2 to 3 players. 2 is a very sweet spot for this game because it plays nice and quick. And for 1 player, it plays just as quick because you're only playing by yourself. And in this solo variant, it's just a beat the score variant. There's no Atoma or anybody that you're playing against, but the person or the ghost player is taking stuff away from you, is taking guests from you as well as possible actions. And let's talk about those. So in Grand Austria Hotel, you are running the Grand Austria Hotel, which is down here, and you will be welcoming guests from these tables into your cafe, supplying them with the goods they need, and then seating them in your hotel. You could be doing this a number of ways, but the main driver of this game is the dice that you roll. And there's a certain number of dice for a certain amount of players. So in a 2-player game, which we're emulating, is 10 dice, and there's a number of things you can do. But on your turn, you basically roll these dice and place them out among this mat, and that will signify what you do. A lot of these guests, or all these guests, require a certain amount of stuff. That's not a good one. Look, this lady, nope, this guy right here is looking for 2 wine and 2 coffee. And you essentially need to get, in order to sit this person in a hotel room of the color, in this case, it's a blue color, so looking for a blue room, which they're all colored rooms here, you need to supply them with 2 wine and 2 coffee. And how do you do that, you might ask? Well, I'll shuffle this back in. These actions are like this. So you would roll the dice and then you would place them out. We'll just do a simulated roll. Say I rolled this, you would take all the dice and put them where they go, just like this. You put them all out, and it tells you the actions you can take this turn. So if you end up taking 1 action, because again, on your turn, you're doing 1 action, you're taking 1 person into your cafe, and then potentially seating your guest into a room, and that's once per turn. And then you get 2 turns per round, and it's kind of a snake draft where you're going to go, your opponent will go again, and then it'll come back to you. So it kind of has that, I think they call it like a snake turn order. But regardless, if you go first, you're going to go first and fourth, and then if you're second, you're going to go second and third. So being second is good because you can take 2 turns in a row. But if you're first, you have to wait it out a little bit. So how this works is you roll the dice and you place them here. And the first spot on this board is taking strudel, or in my case, macaroons or cake. And so I love upgrading board games. I grab these little macaroons here, and that's going to act as strudel. And I get these little cakes here for cake. So what the 1 does is, if I take this 1 action right now, I take 1 and I put it on my board right here. Essentially that means however many dice there are with 1, I can take that many 1 actions. In this case, only 1. This is telling me that you probably can't see it that well, but up here it says you have to take more strudel than you do cake. So in a turn when I can only take one one action, I can only take one strudel because I can't take more cake than strudel. That's the one action. So if I had, say, 2 ones and I take a 1, now I can do 2 actions with this 1. I can do a cake and a strudel. I can do 2 strudel, but I can't do 2 cake because you can't have more cake than strudel, just how the rules go. The 2 die is taking wine or coffee, and you can take more wine than coffee, but you can't have more coffee than wine. Same as there. Depending on how many dice there are there, if there are 3 die there, I can take 1, and now I can do this 3 times. So I can take 2 wine, 1 coffee, or I can take 3 wine, but I can't take more coffee than wine. Simple as that. The third action here is opening rooms, and you'll need to be doing that throughout the game to allow guests to sleep in there, and that's kind of the main scoring mechanism of the game, is placing guests into rooms and scoring different combinations of rooms. And this works the same way. However many die there are there, you just take 1, and say there's 3 there. I would be able to open 3 rooms at their cost, and the cost of the room is right here on the board. So the first floor of the ground floor of the hotel is $0. So I can open up to 3 rooms here free. First floor is 1, second floor is $2, third floor is $3. So you can open up to 3. You don't have to go all in, but you can open up to 3 if there were 3 dice here. If there are more, you could do more. And you have to have a room, one of these rooms here, open in order to place a guest from your cafe into your hotel. Simple. The fourth action is money and the Emperor track. Let's talk about money first. Money is super tight in this game. You start off with $10. You'll be spending money to bring more high value guests into your cafe, hiring staff, which we'll get to in a second, as well as taking other actions that will bring food from your cafe onto your guests, which we'll get to in a second there too. So money's tight. So with however many dice there are here, you can take that many actions. So if there were, say, 3 dice here, I could take one of these and I would get $3, and I'd move up $3 on this money track here. We all start with 10. The Emperor track is right here, and this is the actual track on the board in the middle here. On the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th round, Emperor Franz Joseph comes in and checks on your hotel, and it's up to you to either satisfy him or make him pissed. And you do this by moving up on this track, and on the 3rd round, you score whatever the points are on the victory track here. So in this case, I'd score 5, and then you would move down this track 3, or whatever the round number is. So I go 1, 2, 3. Once the Emperor checks in on you, you then see where you are on the colors here. There's a gold track, there's a white track, and then there's a circle track. And let's pick these right now. I'll pick all these. You have all these gold tiles here, and they go right here. And I'll just flip these over now because while I'm discussing them, it's best to. We have A, B, and C, and the variety of the game is pretty good because there's a bunch of A, B, and C tiles here that we're not even using. I'm not gonna take a look at. They go back in the box over here. But once the Emperor checks in here on the 3rd round, you move 3 down on this track, and if you're still in this gold area here, in the first check-in, you can add a room for free, and that's anywhere. So that's add a room for free. See that right there. Or if you're in this white, nothing happens. So that's kind of the safe zone. If you end up in the white, no big deal. But if you're down here in the black, in this case, you would have to close a room or lose 5 points. And we can go over each of those goals as we get to those rounds, but he checks in the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th round to see how you're doing with the hotel. But for now, you start at 0. So throughout the game, you want to move up this track in order to please the Emperor as he moves up his track. Quick shout out to eBay. This is the actual Emperor from that time, Franz Joseph, and I got a little stamp of him. Instead of using a black token, I kind of use a picture of the actual guy that was there. Just a little flavor to add to the game for that. So that's the fourth action, either moving up on this Emperor track or taking money for however many dice there are there. With this action, you can split it. So if there are 4 dice here, you can move up 2 on the Emperor track, or move up, and take 2 money, or any combination of 4 to split those up. The fifth action, rolling 5s will let you hire workers at however many dice there are less cost. So in this case, there are 2 dice here. If I take 1, I can hire somebody at 2 less of their cost. Who am I hiring, you ask? All these staff. So these staff come in to your you're hiring these staff, and these staff give you a bunch of abilities. For example, every time if I hire this lady, the checker, every time I take a 5 action, I can also do another -2 off of that. So she's a good hire. This guy will let me score an extra 5 points for each goal that I achieve. So there's a bunch of different people that you can hire, and you can only hire by doing the number 5 action. And then that lets you do a certain cost, or at a certain discount. So that's 5. Number 6 is kind of the wild. So for example, if there are 3 6s here, and it's my turn, I'll put these here. If there are 3 6s here, and for some reason I wanted to open up a room this round, but I don't see any rooms, or there are no 3s, I could pay $1, so slide this guy down here, to take this 6 and then make this 3 6s, or 3 3s, I mean. So you can take it and make any number, whatever the quantity of 6 are. So I can make any number 3 of something. It doesn't add on to it, so this wouldn't make the 1 4 1s, but I could still pay to make this 3 1s. And if that comes up, I can explain it more when we get there. But you're essentially paying $1 to make something, however many number of 6s there are in this lineup here. And then lastly, if you want to just re-roll the die and it's your turn, you can use the trash can, and you would take a die, roll the rest of them, and place them out again. And you can do that as many times as you want to pass, but as long as you're taking the die away. So those are the essential actions of the game here. Again, these customers here, as you seat them in the rooms that they can, you might, like I said, you have to fulfill them with what they want. So this guy wants 2 strudel, and once you do, most guests, if not all of them, will give you points. This guy gives you no points, but when you seat him, he gives you a benefit. So I can hire, once I seat him in a hotel or put him in a room, I get somebody at a 1 discount. Or this person gives me 10 points, and then I get an extra $1. So every time you seat somebody, they give you an extra benefit. So it's up to you to prioritize who you want to sit, and where to put them. And there's room bonuses as well, which I'll get to as we play. To start the game, we set some goals up. I've already set the Emperor track up. Then there are 3 spots for goals here, and there are, again, more variety. Tons of different cards that you can put in this goal track. So for A, these are in any order. There's just A, B, C cards. So I put one here. So whenever I reach 10 on the Emperor track, if I do, I put one of my tokens here, and it's 15 points for me. Put your token right there, and you get that goal. For B, that's crazy. Oh, so this one's saying if I place all of one color, all red or blue or yellow, if I have all colors filled for that, I get 15 points. Check that there. And then for C, if you have 3 red, 3 yellow, and 3 blue, that's the 3rd goal. It's right there. So these can be done in any order, and once you reach that goal, you can claim it. It's pretty easy in a solo game because the person you're playing against does not go against you, or does not go for these goals. It's not scoring at all. It's simply taking cards and actions away from you. So that's that. As a train rolls in, you can feel it. Hit me with a train. Train coming through. Nice. So that's pretty much how you do it. So we're gonna welcome some guests from the hotel or from the cafe in 2 hours, as well as get them a room. To start the game, it's pretty simple. We're gonna shuffle these. We already shuffled these up. We're gonna put guests out here, and on the score on the board here, each guest comes with a cost, with the far right being 0 and the far left being 3. And once a guest is taken, more will slide down and you add on to the left, just like a lot of other card games of the like. And then in a solo game and in all the other games, you start out with six workers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will post a link when I post this on BGG and on YouTube as to what variant I'm using, but it's a super simple variant that helps you learn the game as well as and just have fun with the game. So I got a bunch of staff, and we can get to them once I consider hiring some staff. So I'll put these here for now. We also flip these around. I pick one of these for myself. I get to go first. I get to go first and fourth, and then every other round we switch. So at the end of the round, we'll switch these. The AI will go first. I'll go second. Simple as that. And we're just gonna go. We're just gonna play for it, and please ask questions as you want, and we'll continue. So to start the game, I get to pick a guest first for free here, and open 3 rooms at their cost. And then the AI gets to do the same with the guests, but they don't open rooms because they don't have a hotel board. These hotel boards, I'll put that back. These hotel rooms, the day side is random on all boards, and then the night side is the same for everybody. So this is a good one to start on if you haven't played the game before. But if you want to give everyone a challenge, these are all on the day side they're all varied. They're all different. So put this here. So, and again, this variant is a beat your own score variant. So you want to just have the highest score possible, and then just continue to play the game and beat your score the next time and the next time. So that said, I'm gonna pick this guy here for free for 2 reasons. One, Lord High Commissioner gets me 5 points and $4 if I sit him in a hotel, and he has to be in a red room because their tablecloth matches the room they have to go in. So I'll put this guy here. So that I get that, and then he is replaced with this, and then you roll a dice that you're not rolling in the main game for the AI, and he's going to take the 5th guest as well, and that's just discarded. We don't see him anymore, and is replaced. So on your turn, you get to do a couple things. You first look to see if you want to welcome a guest. Oh, and I forgot to open rooms, so I'm going to open rooms now. So you can open 3 rooms at their cost. So I'm just going to do the whole bottom row first for free, just to get people in my hotel. And like I said, money is tight. So you put these rooms here, and once you seat someone in those rooms, you close it to the other side. So right now I got a red room, a red guy here. But on the start of your turn, you can first take a guest if you want, and I believe I will do that. I'm going to take this lady for free, because when I seat her, she's looking for 2 strudel and a coffee, and she gets me 4 points, and if I seat her in a room, I get +3 on this track, so that's a good move there. And these slide down, making the more expensive cards now cheaper, and a new one comes out, and we do the thing. We roll the dice and we put them on the board. Not seeing any 4s here. Oh, there we go. So this is interesting. So 4. So there's only one way to get food. Oh, and I'm sorry. You also start out with one of each resource. Check out these Little Starbucks mugs. Loving them. Yeah, you start out in your cafe. You get one of each item. So I welcome somebody in. I rolled the dice. I placed them out, and now I get to pick in action. So this is hire somebody at 3 less. So let's take a look at the staff cards I have, because that's a pretty good discount. This lady, I get 4 points every time I do a 4 action. This guy, I get 5 points for doing a 3 action. This dude lets me, every time I hire somebody, I get 2 points. Or for every hired person at the end of the game, I get 2 points. This guy will let me get 5 points if at the end of every Emperor round, I'm in this gold area. And this guy will let me always pay nothing for these guests here. That he costs $6, so he's pretty expensive. And lastly, I can discard the chef here, or the confectioner, to get 4 cake. And I do like that. So I think because cake is so limited, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna grab this 5. I'm gonna put it here, and I get to hire somebody at their discount. So I'm gonna hire this guy, which is the chef or the confectioner, and I'm just gonna use him immediately. Actually, I won't use him now, and I'll tell you why later. Because I'll tell you why right now. Because also as part of your turn, you can, whatever food you gain from guests or from staff, you put them immediately on your card. Whatever's left over goes into your cafe here. But on your turn, you can spend $1 to bring 3 food from your cafe to your people. So I want to use this guy when I'm able to get the food right onto people instead of paying $1. That said, I am going to bring some food over to these people by paying $1. So I'm going to spend $1. I'm going to bring my cake, my wine, and one of my macaroons on this guy. So this guy only needs 1 more macaroon before I can sit him. So that's my turn. Now it's the AI's turn. And for the AI's turn, you roll a dice to see if he takes anybody. If he rolls a 6, he doesn't take anybody. He's going to take this guy. He rolled a 2. You slide down. And then you roll until there's a die face that's available. So if I were to roll a 2 right now, I would re-roll because you can't take a 2 action. He's going to take a 5 away from me. He puts that on his board there. He went second. Now he also goes third. It's part of that snake draft. He goes, I go once, he goes second, third, and I go 4th. So he rolls again to take a person. 6, so he's not going to take anybody. Now we're going to roll to see what number he's going to take from me. 3. So now it's back to me. I can bring someone in my room, or into my cafe. I have spots for 1 more. Let's see. I don't know if I want to. Actually, I might end up passing. So I'll take this green guy, because the green means wild. You can see him in any room. At the end of the game, it's important to note that at the end of the 7th round, for every guest that you still have in your cafe, you lose 5 points. So towards the end, you got to start saying, no thanks, I don't want any guests. What I'm going to do is discard a dice and re-roll. And hopefully get some food. There's some food. Now I could re-roll if I wanted to, but I would have to discard a die again. But I'm not going to. I'm going to take this to get 2 wine and a coffee. So I'll do 2 wine. I can't place it anywhere. Put these here. And I'll do a coffee. Because again, you can't take more coffee than you do wine. And I'm going to put this coffee right here on this person. So that's the end of round 1. Very simple. And now the Emperor moves up. Now, the beginning of round 2. You take the dice and put them back into the die roller of choice, and then you swap these tokens. So now the AI goes first and fourth, and I go second and third. Simple as that. The guests stay there. We're going to roll these dice first. Oh, I don't like this. Actually, it's not bad, because we have sixes. A lot of sixes, a lot of fives. And a 3. So the AI is going to roll to get a person. You roll the 3. We'll take this guy and discard him. A new one comes out. Now he's going to roll. So it might be a couple rolls because we're only looking for a 3, 5, or a 6. 1, nope. 5. He's going to take a 5. Now it's my turn, and I think I know what I want to do. I do want a bunch of strudel, and there's a way to get that many strudel by doing this. I can't take anybody into my cafe because she's full. So I'm going to pay $1, use this 6, and now because there's 4 6s here, so I can pick any one of these and say, now it's going to be 4 of something. And I'm going to pick 4 of this to get 4 strudel, because you can take more strudel than cake. I have enough cake coming to me right now, but I have a place for all 4 of that strudel that I'll take. And it's strudel, but I'm taking these macaroons. It's the same. I themed it myself. So I'm gonna do this guy and 2 here, and then 1 here. Now on your turn, you can only seat 1 person, so that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna seat this guy right here because I've fulfilled his order here of 2 macaroons, a cake, and a wine. So you put those back, and then you seat him. So he's gonna give me 5 points and $4. I'm gonna put him right here in this red room. $4 gets me to 12. 5 points gets me to 5. And he just goes away. He's done. And then I get to go again. That's the best part about going second, is you also get to go third. So I can welcome someone into my hotel, and I believe I will. I'm gonna take this guy. So he'll let me, he needs a cake, a wine, and a coffee. And if I seat him, I can just close a room. Any open room that I have here, I can just close as if it's now occupied, which is it's a good deal. Especially for free, it's a good deal. That. What do I want? I can spend $1 to make something a 3 action. I'm gonna be seating her, so I don't have to worry about much. If I get another cake, I'd be able to eventually seat him. I only get 1 action this round. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pay $1 to make this 3 4s. So with those 3 4s, I'm gonna move up this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Because I want to be, by the end of the 3rd round, I want to be at least by 6 here. Because the Emperor is going to come check in on your hotel. And if you fall below, you don't get the bonus, which is a good bonus to get. So I did that to do 3 4s by using these 6s. And I get to seat the princess with her 2 macaroons and her coffee. She's well fed. Gets to go in a blue room. And look at that. Puts me 3 up on this Emperor track. 1, 2, 3. And I get 4 points. And I'm going to put her in this blue room. Perfect. And now it goes back to the AI to roll. I take the 3rd guest, which is this guest. And then I get a roll for an action. Can't take it. There's no 4s. There's a 6, so they'll take the 6. The second roll doesn't really matter because when that's done, you just do this and you put them back. Another train rolling through. Get ready for it. We switch these tiles again. So now I'm going first. While the train goes by, I'm going to take a quick train break myself. the Emperor moves to the 3rd spot. But yeah, I dig this game a ton. And again, playing it solo is awesome. So I'm gonna roll these dice and start round 3. So at the end of this round, the Emperor comes and checks in on us, and I want to be in this gold area, so I will be fine for this round because I'll explain why later. You roll the die. There we go. So we rolled a good variety, and I get to go first. And as you do for the first, you can grab somebody here. I believe this guy will let me, if I seat him, I get to go again without trashing a die, which is a pretty good move. And the best part about this manual is it has everybody in there. So I just want to make sure. This is Giza. You receive another turn, but do not remove the die. So I definitely want this guy for free. Slide these guys down. There. Now what should I do? I could use a coffee for this person here, and a wine. And I could sit that person. But I really could use some more rooms to open up. Just so I have more places to seat people. So I think I'm going to use this guy for 3. It's going to be, I'm taking the 3 action twice to open these 2 rooms at the bottom here for free. So that's my action. The AI will roll its die to see who it takes into its hotel, into its cafe. And it's taking this 1. And then it's going to roll to see what action it takes. I'll take a 5. And it goes again because it goes 2nd and 3rd. What guess is it going to take here? Not going to take it rolled a 6, so no guest. What action will it take? The 2nd. So that's 1 less of those foods for me. So this 2 now becomes, it has to be a wine because you have to take more wine than coffee. So it's my turn. I can't take any more guests in. I could rock this guy. I can probably seat this guy right now if I get the food on him, which I should just go ahead and do. Or hire somebody. Either way, I want to hire somebody. Who else do I got? So watch this. I will do, I'm going to take this 5 action, which gives me a 2 discount on a staff. I'm going to use this lady for free, basically. And now every time I take the 4 action, I get 4 points. As part of an additional action, I'm going to use my chef here, or my confectionery guy. Discard him to get 4 cake. One of which will go right on this guy here. And then I'm going to spend $1 to bring up to 3 things into my from my kitchen into my cafe. I'm going to bring this coffee and these 2 wines over. And now this guy can be sat right here because this guy is complete. Take off the stuff that he was eating. He gives me 7 points. I put him in a red room, and then his action lets me close any room. So I'm gonna do 7 points first. up to 16. I get to put him in this red room here. And I'm gonna close this as part of his action. I get to close a room. I'm gonna close this room, this yellow room here. So we'll do that. And that's my turn. That's the third round. So what happens now is the Emperor comes and checks on you. At the third, the fifth, and the seventh round, he comes in to see how you're doing. So at first, you score how many points you are on this track. Over this, I'm 4 points. So I'm at 20. Then you move back on this track the number of rounds it is. So it's the third round, I move back 3. 1, 2, 3. I then evaluate where I am. I'm in the gold area still, so I get the gold benefit right here, which lets me open one room for free. So when you open rooms, it has to be adjacent to other rooms that you already have. So I'm going to do this yellow one here, and that's what I get. If I was in the white here, nothing would have happened. But if I was at 0, I would have had to delete a room, or like remove a room, and lose 5 points, which is no bueno. So that's how that works. We move on to round 4 now. More than halfway through the game. We take the dice, put them back, and we swap these two. Easy. Now the AI is going to go first. So the AI rolls to see what room they're going to take, or what guest they're going to take. They take away this one. Basically, what all the AI is doing is eliminating options for you. And then I should probably roll these dice too. All part of the game. Roll these and place them. Good variety here. There's at least one of everything except for 6. They roll to see what they're going to take. They're going to take a 5. So now it's my turn. Let's see. Take a guest would be nice. I like this blue lady here. Oh, did I put my cake? Let me just check something real quick. I should have 3 cake here because I spent my chef, so I should have at least 3 cake. Glad I caught that. So I'm gonna grab this person here and invite her into my hotel for $0 because she's on the 0 spot. When I seat her, I'll get 7 points and $3. So that's not that bad. And she wants cake and a coffee. So I have at least the cake to provide. And I get to choose what to do now. I can do strudel and cake here, which I think I might do. And here's why. I'm going to use this 1, take 3 strudel. And that's these guys here. I'm going to fill up these guys right here. They are now full. Do that. So I will then seat Giza for his 2 macaroons and his wine. He'll get me 4 points, and then I can take another turn right now, but I don't remove the die, which is an awesome thing to do. So like 4 points. I'm going to seat him. I'm going to seat him here. Now what happens is something else that I haven't introduced to you yet, but it's just another thing. Get this board closer to you for a second. So you see how there's different rows and different combinations of color buildings. Up here is the bonus that you'll get for completing a number of groups of those colored rooms. So for completing a group, there's a 2 yellow group here. So for completing a group of 2 yellow, I get 3 bumps on this track. So now up here. For completing groups of red building or red rooms, you get money. And completing groups of blue rooms, you get points. So because I had a 2 group here, I get 3 Emperor track points. You only get the benefit twice, so even though in this particular hotel there's another set of 2 yellow, I only get this once, so that's why I sat them there. And now I have the options to go up here if I wanted to. But I get another turn for free without taking the die, which is nice. And I have someone else I could sit, which is also very good. So another turn also means another one of these I can take. So I think I will do that. Let's see. I'm going to take this guy. This is a good combo here because then I get to go again after this because I'm second and third. So that's pretty awesome. So do that. I will then do the wine action. It says don't take the die. I'm gonna take the 1 wine. I'm then gonna spend $1 to take these 3 cakes into my guests. So I go cake, cake, cake. Boom. I can now sit somebody. So I believe I will sit this guy here for his cake and his wine. He gives me 4 points. We got to go in a red room, and I get to get another guest for free right now. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes discard, and I get to pick one of these for free. And I do believe I want this guy. I think I want that guy. This one lets me hire somebody for. I do like this. He's a simple guy. He gets me $1 and a movement on this track here, and I got to put this guy in this red room. Forgot to close right there. So now I get to take another turn because that was my bonus turn, as it were. I can't take any guests because I have no room in my cafe. I could use some coffee, but I can't get any with this. I can hire somebody if I wanted to. I mean, if I take this 4 action, I get 4 points. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use this 3 because I want to open this room right here, this red room. I'll pay $1 for it. Because I eventually want to get this guy in this room, and then this would be a group of 4 rooms right here of red, which would give me $10. So if I can seat this guy, that'd be awesome. And I will right now because of this, and this is awesome. Good combo here. Because this guy is satisfied with his 2 macaroons, I get to seat him. So because he's green, he can go in any room. So I'm going to actually put him in this room right now. And first things first, I get $10 for this combo. I'm now at 18. And then he gives me, I can hire a staff right now at 1 less cost. I just got a lot of money, so hiring someone now with this influx of cash would be pretty good. I'm gonna hire this guy for $3, or it's gonna be $2, but every time I take the 3 action, I'll get 5 points. So it's gonna cost me $2. I'm now at $16, which is still fine. Like I said, money is tight, but for some reason I'm having some good turns here. So that's my turn, and the AI gets to go one more time because I have to open rooms now or next. So, he rolled a 5, so he's taking this guest, which is a high value guest. He's taking a 10 value away from me, and then he's gonna see what he takes here. Which doesn't really matter, but he's taking this too. Doesn't matter because these go in here. We swap these tiles. Now we're in round 5. So at the end of round 5, the Emperor comes back and checks on us, and we move 5 down on this track, and then analyze where we are. And if I'm in this gold area, I will get 1 of everything in my to put out in my kitchen or my people. And if I don't, if I in this 0 spot, which I won't be because there's no way to lose points during this round, I would have to taken everything out of my kitchen and discard it, which would suck. So now I got to go first, but let's roll these first. These are good dice too. Like they're light wooden dice. It's real nice. You just sometimes they don't roll what you want. I played a game a couple nights ago and I wasn't even getting wines. Like it took a couple rounds just to get wines. All right, listen. So first you get to pick somebody to seat into your. The problem is I don't have any rooms right now, so I would need, like, I don't have any rooms open at all. So that's kind of where I have to go. But I will. I like this guy here. So I get this guy for free. He's looking for 3 strudel and a coffee. I'll be able to set him up nicely right now. So I'm gonna do. How can I roll? So the thing is, I want to at least be up to here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I want to be up. I want to be up 2 more of these. So what I didn't mention is these additional actions here. I mean, I've been talking about them a lot, but one of them I did not mention was you can spend $1 to add a number to the die. So I could spend $1 to add a 1 to this die and get that. So I might do that now just to be safe. I'm gonna do, so I don't want the AI to take that 4, so I'm gonna spend $1, make this 4 a 2, or make that 4 a 2-4, 2 number 4s, and just move up this track. 1, 2. I took the 4 action, so the laundress gives me 4 points. And now when I'm evaluated, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll be in the gold and I'll get some food. So that's not that bad. I still can't see anybody, but I didn't want the AI to get that that 4. Take that 4 from me. Now the AI rolls to see who they're taking. They're taking the 4th guest and the action they take. See, they rolled a 4. So I mean, dice rolls is dice rolls, but we're taking that 4 from me. You know that he goes again for his 3rd turn here, taking this guest away. If you see how quickly it moves, once you understand the rules, it's roll to take someone away, the roll to take a dice, and then it's your turn. So it's pretty fluid. And then take this 2 away. So now it's my turn, and I need open rooms. So I'm gonna try to discard one of these to hopefully get a couple of 3s at least. At least 1 3 would be nice. There's 1 3. I'm gonna take my chances and roll again out of these 4. Ugh, still no good. So, and I could have spent $1 to use that. Now that I think of it, let's do 1 more. You can discard as much as you want, but you just keep losing dice. Okay, we'll do that. So I got a 2, a 3, and a 4. I'm gonna spend $1 to make this 3 act as 2 3s. And I will open this blue room for $1 and this red. I'll do a red room. No, I have enough red open. And I'll do this blue room for $2. Just get that out of the way. Okay. That's the end of the 5th round. We'll just do this part now. Put these over. Empty the trash. Swap these guys. Emperor comes and checks in on us. We score where you are on the track. So I'm at 5, so I get 5 points. And then you move back 5 spaces because it's the end of the 5th round. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm in this gold area still. I've satisfied the emperor, and he is now going to give me one of everything to go in my cafe or onto guests. So you basically take one of each, and you can place them immediately on people if you like. And there's no one wants wine. This guy wants 1 cake. I can't sit him yet though. With a coffee, I'll be able to sit her, and then this guy at least wants one of these, so that's not bad. So I did that. We're now at round 6 of 7. Again, at the end of round 7, the emperor's gonna check in, and we're gonna move down 7 on this track. So we'll see what happens here. The AI goes first in this round. A bunch of 5s. And 4s, which is good. Okay, so now AI rolls to see who they're going to take. They're taking this guest away. And then they're going to roll to see what action they take. 3, there's no 3. 2, there's no 2. So take the 1. Now it's my turn. I can't take anybody in my cafe yet. The order is I can't seat somebody and then gain somebody in the same turn. I have to welcome them in first before seating them. So I think I want to do this while I still can. Take this 4 to go up 3 on this track. 1, 2, 3. It's a good bump. I also get 4 points for doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I get to seat her because she has all of her required foods on her. So I'll get an additional 7 points. And then I get $3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And she goes in the blue room, which I'll do. This one. And the reason why I'm doing that one is when you go to score at the end of this game, every closed room is a certain amount of points. So on the top floor, every closed room is 4 points. Every closed room here is 3, 2, and 1. So me closing the higher one is just to make sure I at least get those 3 points. So now I get to go again. So I get to welcome someone in a hotel. I could use a blue. Let's see. Blue would be good. Someone with wine would also be good, but they're all red tables. And I'll take this. I'll take this blue for free. You slide down, flip this dude up, and I get to pick something to do. Something to do with all those 5s. Like, could I hire? I mean, there's no one really I can hire that would benefit me right now, besides a couple of endgame points. So I'm not going to worry about hiring anybody. I could move up 2 more on the track here, but that seems like a waste of a turn. I need to go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I need to be up here at least to get this benefit of 8 points when he comes to check in. It's risky. I'm gonna pass. And so when you pass, it goes to the next person, and once they complete their turns or pass and it comes back to you, then you can re-roll. So I'm gonna pass that turn. It's gonna go to the AI. AI is gonna roll. They're taking the 3rd. And then they're gonna roll for these. And they're taking a 5. So now it's my turn. I'm gonna choose to pass and re-roll these to see what I can get. A little more variety here. Not really, but. So I could use the strudel for sure. I could use that to get this guy ready to go. And I might do so. Yes, so I'm going to do this for 3 ones. And I'm going to get 2 strudel and 1 cake. I'm going to do 2 strudel. Oh, sorry, that was 2 cake. 2 strudel and 1 cake. I'll put this cake over here. I'll put both of these strudels right here. All this guy needs is a coffee, and then he's good to go. And I can't sit this person because there's no red room, so that's it for me, and that's it for the AI. So now we're into the last round of the game right now. That's how quick the game is. Swap these tiles. We're in the 7th round, so at the end of this round, the Emperor comes and checks on us. We do the movement here, and then we add everything up. So we're gonna roll these dice, get into it. And it's gonna be tough, but I think I'm gonna be losing points for these people if I can't open a red room and try to figure this out. We'll see. See what we can do. See what we can do. Never give up. Okay, so here we go. First off, I need to open some rooms. I have a blue room, and I need at least 2 more rooms to see. So I definitely need a red room. So I'm going to take this action to open 3 rooms. Rooms that are left open don't cost or don't count against you, but I still want to make sure I have room for everybody. So I have a blue. I at least want a yellow. Would be nice as well. So I'm going to do this one. This red room for 2. 1, 2. I'm going to do this yellow here for 3. So I have 3 rooms ready for these people. It's going to be tough. I'll still probably lose 1 point. If I can't, or I'm going to lose 5 points. But nevertheless, I did that. I'm going to seat this person. Because you can only put someone in a room once per turn. Which sucks. But I'm gonna put this guy. He gives me no points, but he gets to go in this red room here, and I get $1 and a bump on this track here. I'm gonna put him here. This red room is by itself, so I get $1 on top of that $1, so I get $2, and I get a bump here. I need to go up here at least 1 more time, or I'm gonna lose 8 more points. So I think that kind of forces my hand into a direction I wish it didn't. Shoot. If I can get coffee, I'll be able to do some things. So I'm not gonna worry about this guy. This is what I want. I'm hoping he doesn't roll a 2 here. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he does. It's his turn. He's going 2nd and 3rd. He's taking the 3rd guy here. And then what action will we take? It's the 2, so it looks like I'm gonna be re-rolling because I wanted the 2. So I need, if I can get 1 coffee, I can at least get some points going, and then make sure I'm up here on this track. He's gonna roll for a card. It's still the AI's turn. He's not taking a card. What action will he take? 1. There's no 1. 2. There's no 2. 1. 1. 4. So it's my turn. Like I said, I need to get coffee, and there's no way to get it here because there's no dice. There is a way. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna use the dice that I have right here. Just fine. I'm gonna use this 6. So you pay $1 to use the number of 6s here as a number of whatever, wherever. So I'm gonna use that. There's 3 6 dice here. I'm gonna use them for 2 dice to get me 2 wine and 1 coffee. Because you can't take more coffee than wine. The wine's going to stay here in my cafe. However, I get to use this coffee here, and that's that. So this guy gets to be sat. And he gets the 3 macaroons. He gets the coffee. and he gets to sit down. So I'm one away from one of these objectives, but I'm gonna put him here. I think. Is that what I want to do? Nope, I want to do this. I want to put him in this room because this is a row of 3 blues, so that gives me 9 points, which is pretty ballin' for a beat your own score type situation. He also gives me 3 points for seating him. So 3 more points. 1, 2, 3. And I would get to welcome somebody into my cafe for free, but because this is the last round, any guests left over are -5 points. So this guy's gonna give me -5 points. So I'm not gonna do that, but right there, he gives me +3 on the Emperor track, which does a couple things. I go 1, 2, 3. I'm at exactly 10. One of the goals was to be at 10. So I'm going to place one of these markers there. And that is the game. I can't sit this person because you only sit one person per round or per turn. So that's it. So now we go into scoring for the game. So, well, first of all, the Emperor comes and checks in. So he comes in. I'm at the 10th spot with 6 points. So you add those 6 up. I then go down 7 on this track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm still in the gold. So I get the gold benefit, which is 8 points. Gets me up to 74. So we do that, and now we do the endgame scoring. Endgame scoring is fairly simple. I'm first going to take away the negatives. So you lose 5 points for every person left in your cafe. So even though this guy had a cake, he can't have his cake and eat it too. He's discarded. I lose 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did get this one goal, so I get 15 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That it's basically 75. It's a weird turnstile. There's a marker for 75, but it's in the box. We'll count it later. So we scored the goal. Now we score for every money and for everything left in the cafe. So hey, thanks for the follow, Boardroom Gamer. So this doesn't have a official solo, but I'll link it in when I post this on BGG and in my YouTube. It is a solo variant, and it's a super simple variant. After I score, I can run you through how a turn works if you're just joining, but it's super simple. I'm just finishing up scoring right now, and because I like this game so much, this solo variant is awesome, and I recommend it. Yeah, you score up for however many money you have and food in your calf. So I have 19 plus 3, so that's 22. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 10, 22. Let's clean these up. Thank you for that follow. I do appreciate that. I'll keep the money on the board for that. And then lastly, you score your rooms. So you get 1 point for every room on this floor. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 points for every closed room on the second floor. 2, 4, 6. And then for me, I don't have any in the fourth, but I would do, it's in the third floor, it's 3 points every room. So I got 3, 6. I go up to 48. 48 plus 75 is a number, and that's the score that I got. Let's see how I did. So I use BG Stats. I don't know if you guys use that on Android to count my plays. Let's see. I got a 123. My best score in solo is 126. So I was very close to getting that score. That's the best part about BG Stats, is it tells you, hey, you didn't get your best, but you're close. So that's the game. 126. Yeah, the solo variant for this, there are tougher variants on BGG. There's some that have an automa, and that you can kind of flip a card and it tells you what to do. But this is super simple. You take the two, the two player markers here, and when it's the AI's turn, you simply roll the dice, and whatever number it is the guess that they discard. In this case, it's the fourth, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Discards him. You would replace him, and then you would roll the dice to see what action they took. And if there's an action that isn't available, you just re-roll the die. So he would roll. He rolled a 1, but there's no 1s here, so he has to re-roll until he gets something that he can take. So simply, you would roll until he takes something away from you, and then that's kind of how his turn goes. And it's just an easy way to play the game quickly, learn the game, and it's just a nice way to set it up and play quick. But if you have ever watched Slicker Drips on YouTube, I learned about it from him on his channel, and it was the quick way to play the game. But yeah, I highly recommend it. And thanks again for the follow. But that's gonna do it. That's the solo variant I had for Grand Austria Hotel on Friday. Wait 1 second, I'll show you what I'm playing on Friday. On Friday, I'll be playing the solo game to Sierra West, which is a game I got last week, and it has a great solo game. I hope you guys join me for that. And if you are new to the channel, I appreciate the follow that just came in. But Instagram, we got a YouTube just going because we just started Twitch this week. So on Monday, I played a solo Tapestry, and that's up on YouTube and on Board Game Geek. And today was this video will go up on Board Game Geek as well, and then a solo on Friday as well because I'm a big solo fan. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching this, and if you haven't played this game, either get it or find a friend who has it because it is such a good game. And again, I recommend it at 2 players, and this solo variant is just good. So again, thanks guys, and have a great rest of the evening.